Today, we're going to explore one of the most vibrant and exciting neighborhoods in the whole of Bangkok, Chinatown. Located in the heart of Bangkok, Chinatown is a colorful and lively district that offers a unique blend of Thai and Chinese cultures. While many countries have a Chinatown, the one in Bangkok is the largest in the world. If you love great food, exotic cultures, and beautiful temples, this part of town is perfect for you. Join us as we explore the sights, sounds, and flavors of this fascinating neighborhood and discover what makes it so unique. Three different worlds exist side by side in this chaotic neighborhood. First, you have the crowded streets and the day markets. Now we're exploring a little bit, trying to figure out what's going on. Then you have the beautiful temples. And finally, the world-famous food market that comes alive after sunset. I'm gonna have some crickets. You ready for this? There are so many things to see and do that you could easily spend days exploring and never grow bored. But Chinatown is huge, and it can feel overwhelming if you don't know what to expect. Right now, we've actually decided to go and make our way to Chinatown. We're gonna go eat some Chinese food. Ideally, nothing weird. I'm not ready for weird yet. I know Asian food sometimes can be a little interesting, but today we're going with something simple. Maybe noodles, chicken, sweet and sour stuff. You can get to Chinatown by ferry, subway, or taxi, and it all depends on which direction you're coming from. You can catch one of the local ferries to the Wong Pier. The nearest subway station is Wat Traimit, which leaves you just a short walk away from the Wat Traimit Temple and the Chinatown Gate. You could also catch a taxi here, and it can be cheap if you know what you're doing. Here's a hot tip for you. Always ask the taxi driver to use the meter. Otherwise, most of the drivers will charge you a fixed rate, and this is usually heavily inflated. A great place to start a visit is the most famous temple in the neighborhood, Wat Traimit, better known as the Temple of the Golden Buddha. Built in white stone and decorated with gold, this beautiful temple contains a museum and the Center for Chinese Cultural Heritage. The entrance ticket to the temple is 100 baht, which is about $3, and the opening hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. While the exterior of the temple is a sight to behold, the real highlight is the Golden Buddha statue on the inside, which is considered to be the largest Golden Buddha in the world. The 10-feet tall statue weighs 5.5 tons and is made entirely out of gold and is valued at over $250 million. The Guinness Book of Records has it listed as the sacred object with the highest intrinsic value in the world. There are also two museums within the temple. The first one on the ground floor is dedicated to the history of Chinese immigration to Bangkok, while the second museum covers the history of the Golden Buddha statue and explains the methodology of casting gold statues. Next stop, lunch. After visiting the Golden Temple, we decided to walk around Chinatown a little bit, which is like literally right next to it. And we found this little cute restaurant on the side of the road where we're gonna have some brunch. We're having crispy something chicken, crispy pork with something in these little buns with that egg lava inside, which I don't know what that is, but sounds really cool. So I'll let you know.
I'm starving, so I'm ready.
Yes. It just went everywhere. It's really good. A fun thing to do during the day is to explore the dozens of market alleys that extend from the main street. You'll find these alleys bustling with life and see the most bizarre things for sale here. We are now walking through one of the small little streets in Chinatown. These markets are crazy. They're packed with people. There's almost no room to walk, but there's motorcycles cutting through here, so you gotta be careful so you don't get run over. The Sampeng Lane market is the oldest market in Chinatown and is packed from floor to ceiling with stalls. It might be hard to believe it, but this narrow street used to be the main street of the whole neighborhood. The best time to visit Sampeng Lane is in the morning. The market is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day except for Sunday when it closes at 2 p.m. Walking down the alleyways of the market can feel a little claustrophobic at times, but it's all part of the fun. And speaking of fun, after 3 months traveling through Thailand, we're having such a great time. And if you want to keep up with everything we're doing and all the amazing places that we're visiting, make sure you subscribe to our channel right now. That way you'll be notified every time we release a new adventure. And also, remember to like this video. Here are a couple of tips for you. Make sure you wear comfortable walking shoes, as there's a lot to see and do here and the neighborhood is big. Also, make sure you bring cash, as most of the food stalls and shops only take cash. No trip to Chinatown will be complete without testing some of the delicious foods that this neighborhood is famous for. This is Yaowarat Road, the beating heart of Chinatown, which is why locals sometimes refer to this neighborhood as Yaowarat. This busy street is lined with shops, restaurants, and street vendors extending for about a mile. Depending on what time of the day you visit, your experience of Chinatown can be very different. If you want to visit the temples and take great pictures, it's best to come early in the morning. However, if you visit at night, bright neon signs and giant Chinese characters can make you feel more like you're in Hong Kong than Bangkok. This place is packed with people and restaurants and shops. It's a little crazy. I don't really know what we're going to do, but we're thinking about stopping at different places and trying small things rather than eating one big meal. But it reminds me of New York, minus the fact that I don't understand anything. Here you can find fresh food at any time of the day, but especially in the evening when most of the food stalls are open and you can hear the sizzling and frying all around you as you walk. This cook is a crowd pleaser, shooting flames high into the air. Roasted duck with some rice. It's really cheap. It's only 60 baht, which is about $2. I'm getting a guava smoothie. Yes, it'll be cold and nice and fruity. If you're not sure where to begin, just follow the crowd. There are numerous dishes to choose from. And if you love seafood, then Chinatown is definitely the place to be. One thing for sure, you'll find many dishes that you've never seen before, and some you probably don't even want to try. Everything from the famous fishbowl soup to insects and scorpions. I know I said I wasn't gonna try anything weird, but I gotta do it. I'm gonna have some crickets. All right, so that was 50 baht, which is about $1.75 as well. These are fried crickets. You ready for this? It's actually pretty good. Tastes like fried pork. Here's another tip for you. If you're planning a visit to Chinatown, keep in mind that most of the food stores and businesses are closed on Mondays. Chinatown was first established in the late 18th century when Chinese immigrants began settling in Bangkok. In the distant past, this was mainly a commercial neighborhood, which at nighttime would turn into a party scene filled with drugs and questionable clubs. Today, Chinatown has completely transformed into a very touristy and safe neighborhood to enjoy great local food, learning about Chinese culture, and shopping in the local markets. So we've been walking around Chinatown now for about an hour. So far, we've had some of those little wontons filled with egg and sweet and sour sauce. That was pretty good. I had some crickets. They were actually really good. They taste like fried pork, like pork skin, like chicharrones. That's what it tastes like. I think they would go great with some sweet and sour sauce, but I didn't have any left. And we've had some duck with rice. Now the duck wasn't that good. I was not impressed. I ate it because we bought it, but I was not that excited about it. Now we're in the hunt for, I want some fruit. I want to get some fruit or maybe some dessert. And Danielle wants to get some wontons. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so we got some wontons. The problem is
these are not wontons.
No, what are they?
These are steamed buns.
Steamed buns. Same thing, Asian little bread things. One is supposed to have pork and egg, the other one just has pork. But I don't know which is which because they have no label. So I'm just gonna bite into it and see what happens. Which one is that one?
Mine.
That one's just pork. How is it?
Watch behind you. Really good.
Really good? You like it? Fried egg wonton? Fried egg wonton. This is a fried egg wonton. Alright. Let me find some money. So that was 50, which is about $1.70 or something like that. Salt? No. No salt. You have something sweet? Sweet? No spicy. Okay. Popcorn.
Is that sauce?
You have sauce? Sweet? Okay. She's gonna give me some sweet sauce. Not spicy. Popcorn. Okay. Listen, something very interesting about this place here at Chinatown is that there are a ton of tourists. I would say probably a quarter, if no more, of the people that are here are clearly tourists, and I expect that many more than what I see are tourists, because you probably have a lot of people from Asian countries that, to my eye, could be locals, but actually are from Japan or Korea or China or anywhere in Asia. But you can hear all kinds of different languages: English, Dutch, German, French, Spanish, all types. And probably a lot more that I don't recognize, but it's a lot of tourists literally everywhere. All right, so we've been in Chinatown now for a couple hours. We're about to head out, but I'm very, very full. So far, we spent total 290 baht, which is about $9. So a total of $9 between two people walking around Chinatown, and I'm stuffed. I can't eat anymore. So So it's very cheap, and this is obviously not going to a restaurant. If we had gone to a restaurant and had a meal, it would have been more food and cheaper, but it was cool to walk around and get stuff. And there you have it, a tour of Chinatown, Bangkok. And if you're wondering whether or not it's worth visiting Chinatown, the answer is absolutely yes. But there's another must-do activity when visiting Bangkok, and that is visiting the Sanctuary of Truth, an amazing handcrafted temple made completely out of wood. You should be able to find the link for that right here. I'm glad you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.